What's up, YouTube? It is your boy Sboniso Dlamini, aka DJ Bose, and I am back with a new video. So today I want us to go through something that's very important when it comes to audio recording, and that is how to set up your microphone gain. So lately, with creators starting to build their own home studios, we've come a long way. You don't have to go to a professional studio to make recordings. So creators are starting to record themselves and then sending that audio to a professional, and then that professional edits that audio or mixes that audio and sends it back to the creator. One thing that I've experienced, one thing that I've noticed is that creators are setting their audio gain way too high or way too low, and then sending the audio to the audio engineer, hoping that the audio engineer can fix that. So I'm here to help creators get a better sound from their home studios. Please make sure you hit that like button, and if you want to support the channel, just make sure you subscribe. Let's get into it. So what is this gain? What is gain? So gain is basically how much you are amplifying the level of your microphone output signal. You do this because your microphone signal is very low. Now, to do this, you're going to need a device called a preamp. Preamps come in different forms, different sizes, different shapes, Some are standalone devices and some are usually built into your audio interfaces or your mixers. I have a mixer right here and it has a preamp to boost my microphone. How does one set gain? Well, firstly, we have to understand that there are different variables that we have to consider when setting gain. Let's look at these first before we go into how to set your gain. Variable 1 is the loudness of your sound source. In our case, the voice is our sound source. For example, if one has a low voice, then I would have to increase the gain level on the preamp. But if one has a pretty loud voice, then I'd have to decrease the gain to a more appropriate level. And then the second factor is the distance from the sound source. If you are further from the microphone, if you are further from the microphone, it gets quieter. So I have to speak louder. It gets quieter if I'm further from the microphone. If I get closer to the microphone, then the volume gets louder. So I'd have to decrease the gain. If I'm further, I'd have to increase the gain. Variable 3, sensitivity of the microphone. I am using a condenser microphone right now. It's a pretty sensitive microphone, but if I was using a dynamic microphone, then I would have to increase the gain compared to a condenser microphone, which requires less gain to get a pretty good signal. So now that we have our variables, what level should I be shooting for on the meter, on your DAW, on your whatever DAW you use, FL Studio, what do you use these days? What's this thing?
Damn.
So now that we understand our variables, what level should I be shooting for on our meters, on your DAW? So when recording audio, the source might be very dynamic. For instance, if one sings at a low note, then the volume would be lower, and then the higher note, they would be louder. So what you'd want to do is have your talent sing at the highest notes or highest volume that they will sing in on the song. Set the level to about minus 12 dB on the meter. I find this to be a pretty perfect level, giving your audio engineer plenty of headroom to work with. Let's test this. Okay, so here we are. I've opened FL Studio right now, and this right here, this is my mixer. This is my preamp right here. As you can see, I've connected my microphone to the preamp. This is channel 1. That's where I've connected my microphone. And this right here is the gain knob. This is the gain knob. This is what we're talking about right now. Turning up, setting your gain to the right level. You would use this knob right here. On my meter here, on my mixer, we are hitting, well, you can't tell right now. Let me just pull up dB meter right here. So as you can see, here is minus 12 right here. This is the level that I recommend, the peak level that I would recommend you to be recording in between minus 18 and minus 12. You can go to about minus 6, but don't go above that. So you would want to be around this area right here. For example, if I turn my gain down like this is not a level that an audio engineer would be happy working with. Or if I turn it all the way up and it's so loud, it's clipping right now. Whoa! Yeah, that's bad. So I've seen a lot of creators turning up their gain and maybe turning down this knob right here, which doesn't help because that will always clip. So turn down your gain knob and get it to the right level first, and then the audio engineer will be happy. Okay, that's a good level to have to set your gain at. But there's another thing. I know this works very well, especially for if you are an artist, a musician, and you're recording music. Definitely, this is perfect. This is a perfect level that you want to work with. But personally, I found it pretty interesting and entertaining when, for example, you're recording a podcast and there's a little bit of clipping. You like when people are getting excited when recording the podcast. I really enjoy it when maybe one is recording a podcast and one gets excited and then the audio clips. I enjoy that a lot when it comes to podcasting, but one has to be using a dynamic microphone for me to enjoy that, because I feel like condenser microphones are a little bit too harsh. It feels very harsh when it clips. But with with a dynamic microphone, it's actually sometimes a little bit pleasing. You want to hear the excitement, so one may turn up the gain more than minus 12 dB. But obviously, maybe they would get to the set it at about minus 6 dB, and every now and then when one gets loud on the podcast, it would clip. That's exciting. Like when watching, like maybe DJ Academics. When watching, which other podcast do I like? MacG podcast. Even though I don't like the mixing there, but I notice that they clip sometimes when they get too excited. Who else? Okay, Joe Biden podcast is a bit different. Those have, they really mix their vocals. There's absolutely no low end, but I enjoy it a little bit as well. But mostly it's DJ Academics. You know, when it gets really loud, you can hear that clipping. It's so irritating, and it's enjoyable. You know, so I wouldn't say clipping is all the way bad, but when it comes to music, do not clip. Your audio engineer needs headroom to work with. With recording just, a podcast, maybe you could clip once a while. Yeah, that's my stance on that. And I hope you gained some value from this video. If you did, please make sure you hit the like button. I am your boy, Sboniso Dlamini, aka DJ Bose. And until the next time, peace.